Tuesday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, coming to you from the studios of WOCA Radio in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. After a great 4th of July weekend here for me and my family. Hope you and yours had a great 4th of July weekend as well. Galen, you know, he's on the phone lines with us as he is every day, brought to you by the good folks at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, just shipped in Penn Flooring. Fresh back from orientation at Florida State University. Galen, good morning to you.
Hey, what's going on, Tom? How are you?
Well, I want to know how you are because, aside from going to see that dreaded 90-minute presentation at Westgate to get, 2 free tickets to the Madame Tues Wax Museum, I can't think of anything worse than college orientation.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty bad. I mean, it's something I didn't do with my oldest son. My wife went, and since my son was already up there, it was my birthday. I'm like, oh, we'll go up to Tallahassee, go out to dinner with my son, and hang out. And that part was fantastic, but the actual lectures were incredibly boring. I'm going to tell this story because I think this kind of summarizes the whole trip. So at the end, now we've been in a classroom type setting where they've been giving us PowerPoint presentations for 8 hours for the last 2 days, right? And so at the end they have this Q&A where they bring some students in and they allow parents to ask questions. There were 11 questions about how to do laundry. 11.
Really? 11.
And one of them, 11. And one of the questions, and this same woman asked 4 questions on laundry, must be very important. She asked, and she didn't like the answer she got. She said, so your washers, do they use pods or liquid detergent?
They're washers. They use both, lady.
Well, yeah. I'm like, and at this point, my wife, because I'm over there just dying. I'm like, because we can go. This is the very last session. The second this is over, I can hit the road, go grab some lunch, and get them and go home, right? And this lady's asking questions about detergent. And then this guy said, look, he stopped it because there was some back and forth. And the guy looks at it, he goes, look, I have a non-laundry related question. And the crowd just started clapping. It was unbelievably ridiculous. Unbelievable. So, I mean, you're talking about some parents who are absolutely freaking out that their child is going to college. So, wow. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Cold water, everything in, wash everything out, in the dryer, everything out, everything in the basket. If you fold it or if you hang it, that's good. If you don't, that's good too. At the foot of the bed in the dorm room, done.
In my house, and this is how I grew up, they started doing their own laundry at about 9, right? You teach them how to do their own laundry. I was doing my own laundry at about 11. There are too many dang kids in the house for me to have somebody else do my laundry. And if they want to do it every 2 weeks, they can do it every 2 weeks. Now, if they start looking like a dirt bag, we're going to have that's a different problem. But, I mean, how babied are these children? They don't know how to use a washing machine at 17, 18 years old.
Again,
Don't you know how to cook? I knew how to cook at 18. Before I went in the Navy, I could cook. I could at least survive, right? I could ground beef.
Yes.
So I could boil some noodles.
You could make boiled eggs if you had to.
Yeah. I mean, and my kids can do all of that. What are they? Where are these kids where they don't even have to know how to use a washer and dryer?
And that's what's the word? Oh yeah, entitlement.
No, but so if you look at the grand scheme of things, you've been to college, I've been to college. There's some stuff that goes on during college that is far worse and far more difficult to deal with than your laundry. And if you're worried about your laundry, I think you need to check your priorities.
Yeah, she was worried about, is this a pod or liquid machine, instead of worried about the contraception or given away at the health department on campus.
Right, right. I mean, well, I would worry more about, are they actually going to go to class?
What are you doing to actually make sure my 19-year-old doesn't drink underage?
Absolutely. And they talked about that a lot. Drugs and sexual promiscuity.
But this lady, her problem was pods or liquid detergent.
Absolutely. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, she probably got a kid her kid is probably one of those that at 14 or 15 ate the Tide Pods to get high and everything, and she's cut the kid off from the pods. They've kicked the pod habit, is what it is. See?
It was unbelievable.
They don't want to trip them up by having them introduced to pods again. Now they're off the wagon. They're back freebasing pods. It's not good. Not good.
No, it was good, and it's such a. I don't know the last time you went to Florida State, but every time I go there, it gets more and more beautiful. So it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Okay, begrudgingly, I will tell you that the two campuses in Tallahassee, Florida State and FAMU, are two of the nicest looking campuses in the entire state of Florida.
Yeah, you
and
know,
I say
Miami
that begrudgingly. Miami's probably the nicest looking. Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Stetson's
I mean,
really
Miami's at a different level.
The way it presents itself. Stetson and Flagler both present themselves well as well.
Yeah, I mean Flagler. I mean, I know that pretty well.
Flagler gets the advantage of being in the oldest city in the United States.
And it's in a hotel.
Right, an old,
turn of the
an amazing hotel.
I mean, there's Tiffany glass everywhere you look.
That's because Tiffany installed those, not the Tiffany company.
Correct.
Tiffany himself.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but Florida State it's much nicer than Florida or UCF or USF.
Well, Florida has hey, look, and I'm a big Florida Gator football fan, but Florida has, as a campus, it is very cold.
They're trying. And part of that is because they've had so much growth.
Right.
And a lot of their old oak trees fell. They just died. So there's some of that that's going on. They're under this. They're right now in this between stage. In another 2 years, you will not be able to drive a vehicle on campus. And it's right now they're going through this interesting transition.
Well, and I mean, to be honest, I'm jaded. I went to a little school in South Georgia that was
beautiful.
That was beautiful. I've been to Auburn, which is
phenomenal.
Yeah, I've been to Auburn, which is one of the most beautiful campuses you'll ever go to. I've been to
Ole
Miss.
You've been there.
I've been to Ole Miss, which is amazing.
Ole Miss is fantastic. Ole Miss is exactly what you want a university campus, or what in your mind you expect it to be.
I've walked the campus of Harvard, so I've seen amazing.
Yep. Yep.
So
what's an underrated? And by the way, I can rank my top 10 campuses. Wake Forest is way up there.
That school in Winston-Salem, you wouldn't think it is, but because Winston-Salem's really an industrial area and everything, but that campus is amazing.
Yeah, it's 6,000 kids.
Duke's campus, as bad as I hate to tell you, Duke's campus is pretty good.
Great.
I like it a lot.
It's not. I don't. I mean, it's very 70s architecture. I think NC State's better than Duke.
I don't like Raleigh a whole lot. But where I went to graduate school in Boone.
Duke isn't bad, but it's not great.
Where I went to graduate school in Boone, everybody would think Appalachian State, but Appalachian State looks like they took a modern city, a modern building, and put it in the middle of a very quaint mountain town, and it doesn't look good.
Yeah,
it doesn't look good.
Now everything around that
is amazing.
Gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
But the campus itself looks out of place.
Yeah, but Ole Miss is probably, if you're going to go to the South, it's probably the most beautiful campus. Texas is a bad UT.
Austin's pretty good.
Not great.
Austin's pretty good, but it's
Austin,
not.
the city is great.
Right.
It's not. It's not bad. It's probably the best one I've been to in Texas. So yeah. But, and I've been to a bunch of small schools because of travel basketball. And
but you
got invite us over.
But the good news is you got orientation done, and the youngest child is ready to start his college career.
Yeah, we got the move-in date of August 17th. I think that's what it is. So I can now start.
See, and you had all boys, right?
Yeah.
So you don't get the beauty of what a lot of freshman parents get to experience on college campuses. Move-in day. And what I mean by you don't get what I mean by that is you don't get to experience it the right way. Because you don't have a pretty little daughter that all kind of guys will show up in the parking lot. Can I help you and your daughter move into the dorm? Can I help you with the furniture? It happens all the time.
I thank God every day.
Upperclassmen that are stuck on campus, i.e. athletes, that on moving day, we all file out to go figure out which young ladies we're going to ask to the ball. Is that a good way to put that?
That's right. Let's start ranking them. Let's get our ranking.
Is that a good way to put that? And it starts with moving day, because you get to size up dad and everything on moving day. And by the way, that's key. Sizing up dad is a big deal.
Well, no, I think it's more important how far away do they live. How much of a head start am I going to have?
That's part of sizing up dad.
Oh, he's got a shotgun rack in his truck.
Yeah, Dad rides.
He's going to be just fine, Dad.
Yeah, exactly. So, wait.
By the way, that's exactly how I would roll up if I had a daughter.
Oh yeah.
I would have my concealed carry, blatantly visible AR across the chest in Kevlar.
Word will get out. We got to take a break. We'll be back more after this timeout. You're listening to Ocala Talks on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source. Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Tuesday, July 5th, The month is already a sixth of the way over. And we just started on Friday. Galen, from Life South joins us. He does every day, brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring, Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, and Just Ship. Galen, we do have to talk about a tragedy over the weekend. Yesterday at a 4th of July parade, a gunman, Robert Cremio III, he's a person of interest anyway. He's not been charged yet, but he's a person of interest. He's in custody. He allegedly shot and killed 6 people, wounded 38 others at a 4th of July parade. He was shooting from on top of the roofs. I got so many questions about this. First off, I know at Light Up Ocala and at the Christmas parade and everything, the only people up on roofs, and these roofs are checked regularly, the only people up on roofs are police officers with high-powered guns to make sure nothing like this happens. And these roofs in our area are checked on a regular basis. I checked with the police department. They do routine checks of these roofs during the event and everything. My first question is, how did the Highland Park Police allow a guy to get up on the parade route on top of a roof?
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair question. I mean, you look at this guy's social media that's
oh my
been
goodness.
going around. He was he kind of said it, he's going to become a mass shooter. Yeah, I mean,
he was a rapper that made videos about how he was going to be a shooter, and then did mass shootings in his videos, and then a guy draped in a mass shooting shirt with a flag and everything. I mean, hello, Hansel and Gretel followed crumbs. Why couldn't the police?
Again, a lot of questions. Obviously, this guy was not mentally stable. Is there anyone around him that could have stepped in? And again, a mass shooter with obvious. I mean, you look at the guy, obvious mental health issue.
My wife pointed out something very quickly to me this morning. She told me, hey, there was a shooting in Highland Park. I'm like, Highland Park? She goes, suburb of Chicago. I go, oh, yeah, I knew I'd heard it. She goes, I'm from Illinois. I go, yes, I know, suburb of Chicago. She goes, yeah, born and raised. The most stringent gun laws in any state in the country are in Illinois. All these laws to prevent gun violence and to prevent people from owning guns, and yet here a mass shooting happens, 6 dead, 38 wounded. She goes, are they finally going to realize we need to do something with mental health, that just making a new law isn't the answer?
Right, and again, I'm a Second Amendment absolutist. I believe you have the right until you lose that right. I don't know, and no one knows what's in this guy's past to say, hey, he's not fit to carry a weapon. And due process has to happen. We do not know that. We don't know anything about him. So
not yet.
This is the other thing that we do is first of all, we're glamorizing this guy. He's all over social media. His rap music is getting played, millions of times. He's getting everything he wants. Wanted out of this. At some point, we have to stop as a society, quit putting these guys up on a shelf or under a microscope, because to them, there is no difference. Whether it's good attention or bad attention, they just want attention. And so we need to stop saying his name, and we need to stop glorifying him. That's the only thing, because they're all copycats. They even say it. Oh, yeah, I saw so-and-so get all this attention.
Right.
I wanted the same attention.
Well, here's something that glared at me right away. When I went and read, I've read 6 or 7 stories about him, and all they can do is talk about his rap career and the numerous videos, not one, not 2, but numerous videos posted to YouTube that show him in the aftermath of school shootings, draped in the American flag. He's got another video that shows a cartoon depiction of a man wearing a shirt with his YouTube channel's logo on it, holding a long gun, being shot by police. All these videos. Well, it's been taken down as of Monday night after the shooting. We mentioned that masks didn't work, and were taken down within minutes of saying that on YouTube. Absolutely. This guy for months has put up videos where it shows him acting out mass shootings, draping himself in the American flag, all these warning signs. YouTube lets that channel stay up until somebody finally goes, hey, you might take that down now. He's killed all these people and all. They took it down Monday night, not Monday afternoon, not Monday night. I mean,
yeah. Well, but they've left all these social media platforms. Have left the ones where he's draped in a Trump flag or at a Trump rally.
Oh yeah, they want you to see that this is Trump's fault.
Yeah, and so again, as long as it fits their narrative, they're good with it. And that's again, that's part of the problem. It's part of the problem. There's no doubt about it. Social media has made these instantaneous superstars, and now you've got all these obviously mental
well, his father said the father.
If you want to, and again, don't come at me with, well, we don't know what his mental health issue is. If you're willing to get on a roof and shoot at another human being, and you're not in an act of war, and you are yourself not defending yourself, that is a mental disorder.
Well,
it is not healthy that you're willing to shoot other people without cause.
His own
that
father.
Is not healthy.
His own father said he was a son who had trouble with others at school. Without saying bullying, I just assume that means bullying. I could be wrong, but that's what it sounds like to me. And
he looks like he was probably bullied.
And the father described, my son has many emotional issues.
Well, and how did the kid get the gun?
That's what we're going to have to find out. There's still a lot of
as a parent, at some point you have to step in and say, look, yeah. Now, many people don't agree, but DeSantis did pass the law that says, hey, as a family member, you can report someone who has guns, and then they can investigate it.
Right.
It's a red flag law. We could talk about the merits of it. I don't like it, but as long as they can keep that weapon until due process is underway, I have no problem with it.
And here's the thing.
Right? If you take their guns and then they have to prove to get them back,
that's right.
I have a problem.
Yeah, I understand that. That violates the Second Amendment.
But if you can prove they're not worthy of, in our society, if you're proven that you're not worthy of keeping a gun, then you can't have a gun. And I'm okay with that.
He went by the rapper name Awake. I don't know what that means. But, I keep going back to all the red flags, the YouTube channels, blah, 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 blah. Still, how does he get allowed to have a parade route rooftop at his disposal?
Fair.
What kind of policing? That in Ocala, when the meth labs close in the forest during Light Up Ocala, and people come in from the forest with their, with their three teeth and lack of education, and straight from the meth lab, we put police on rooftops to contain anybody that may get out of control. Here it is, Highland Park, Chicago, a parade, and you don't allow the police. How does somebody get allowed to have access to a rooftop on the parade route?
It's a good point, Tom. I mean, it's a fair point. And
you think anybody's getting on top of Life South? You think they're going to let you at Life South? You think they're going to let you or any of your staff up on the roof of Life South during the parade?
No.
No.
I've tried. It's a flat roof, and it's like no. They'll come by and make sure it's locked.
Right. How did this guy get access to the parade route? That's all I want to know. We got to take a break.
It's a fair point.
We'll be back after this timeout. You're listening to Ocala Talks on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
A suspect has been apprehended in the 4th of July parade shooting in Highland Park, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago. A crazed 22-year-old, police say, is to blame. Robert Cremo was arrested a few hours after running away from the scene. Local resident at the event, Warren Freed, was on Fox News and wants to know why.
We don't care about politics. We don't have a concern about the gun debate. We want to know why someone with a neurological who wasn't right, who lived in our community, didn't get the support and resources that my children are getting right now.
Moody's Analytics is reporting Americans are starting to spend their savings they accumulated over the first 2 years of the pandemic. From the start of the pandemic to the end of 2021, U.S. households built up $2.7 trillion in extra savings. But now it's being used to offset inflation's ugly costs. USA Radio News.
If you're concerned about the power grid and want to generate your own supply of off-grid electricity, this will be the most important message you'll hear this year. Here's why. We now have a small number of solar generators back in stock. These emergency backup systems provide life-saving backup power when you need it most. And unlike gas generators, solar generators run quietly, emit no dangerous fumes, and produce an endless supply of free electricity from the sun. Whether it's wildfires, dangerous weather, power grid issues, or just getting off the grid, you'll never have to suffer through painful power outages again. Even better, all this week, radio listeners get over $700 in free off-the-grid bonuses too. Go to mysolarbackup.com to learn more and check availability. That's mysolarbackup.com. Look for the free report, Crisis Cooling, how to make absolutely sure your meat, milk, and medicines stay safe and cool in any power outage. Yours free at mysolarbackup.com.
QC Kinetics patient Robert Patterson, a veteran and business owner, struggled at work and in the gym with chronic agonizing shoulder pain.
Those injuries just continue to nag, and if you don't treat them, they just get worse. And I just kind of abused my body for a long time, and it finally had said enough is enough.
That's okay, because QC Kinetics tells your pain, hey, enough is enough. Their regenerative treatments bring you relief by helping restore and repair damaged tissue with no drugs, no downtime, and best of all, no surgery.
I was able to exceed the goals that I had previously attained in the gym. It was absolutely worth its weight in gold, so I could continue to live life without limitation.
Ready to get lasting relief from your joint pain? Call QC Kinetics to learn more about how natural biologic treatments can get you lasting results. Call now. It's a free consultation.
352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. QC Kinetics. 352-400-4550.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros, trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
Two Men in a Truck.
Nirvana Medical Spa is Ocala's premier medical spa, home to a variety of non-invasive corrective laser treatments and facials. Besides filler, neurotoxin, laser hair, we offer PRP, tattoo removal, body contouring, vaginal rejuvenation, urinary incontinence, and men's sexual health. Become a better, brighter, happier you at Nirvana Medical Spa.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Do you suffer from joint pain or anxiety? Natural Life CBD Kratom and Kava can help. Our CBD certified associates will consult with you. Chocolate, gummies, CBD oil. We have Delta 8 products with quality you can trust, all held to the highest standard. Natural Life has 2 locations to serve you, open 7 days a week, located in the S-Curve and in the Heathbrook Shopping Plaza. Give them a call at 352-355-3040. And if you stop in and tell them you heard it on WOCA, you'll receive 20% off your purchase at Natural Life CBD Kratom and Kava.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, coming to you from the studios of WOCA Radio. Galen Unoff from Life South joins us as he does every day. Brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring, Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, and Just Shipped Galen, I'm looking at the headlines coming out today, and I see that the Democrats believe that they've turned the corner and the midterms are going to be theirs for the taking.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah.
Oh, that's
it's the economy, stupid.
Well,
I mean,
according to them, according to the Democrats, rolling back rights of the oppressed women in this country will lead to people of same-sex marriages and contraception advocates to make sure that the Democrats hold on to the House and Senate.
Maybe. Good luck. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, you still we live in a democratic republic, so people still got to show up and vote.
Yeah, they still got to show up and vote. That's the key. People have to turn out to vote for certain. It's one of those situations where, you hear what they say. The polls are saying that there's been a shift in the tide, and I'm reminded the poll says Hillary Clinton was up by 18 points. That's all I'm reminded of. That's all I'm reminded of.
Yeah, polls are polls, aren't they? Yeah.
People, I don't know if people know this or not. It's human nature sometimes not to be honest. I don't know if people know that or not. Straw polls and exit polls. Straw polls and exit polls. There's a reason they put, that 3 to 4% accuracy thing on there. There's a reason.
Yeah, plus or minus 3%.
Which means 6%.
Sure.
People forget that. Oh, that poll's only 3% inaccurate. No. If it's plus or minus 3%, it's really 6% inaccurate.
Correct. Absolutely.
Kind of like that woman asked you the woman this weekend. So do we have to use pods or can we use liquid detergent?
Unbelievable. Man.
She was she was plus or minus 3. That's what she was.
I have heard. I was about it. I was like getting up, and my wife, not embarrass me.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Well,
she's pulling the arm back down. You got to sit down. You're levitating.
Absolutely.
You're levitating 3 inches above the chair, and she pulls you back down. You're not embarrassing me.
Again, it's about it was a ridiculous question.
Do you use pods? Do you use pods or regular detergent? I don't care if you use palm olive, lady. You're holding us up. Shut up.
It's exactly right. I don't know what we're talking. I was like, what are we talking about here? Yeah.
We're not talking about serious things like date rape or drug use or anything. She wants to know pods or regular detergent. And then she didn't even introduce granular detergent. She was just talking about liquid detergent or pods. She didn't even introduce granular detergent.
No, we're again, Tom.
Is it a half scoop or a full scoop if you're using granular? Is it?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Can my son get by with 3/4 so it's only 75 cents to dry his clothes?
No, there was questions about, so we're going to have to, and there were 2 women who were asking all the questions. One of them said, so I have to bring quarters?
Machines now take debit cards.
Well, and they looked right at it and they said, no, you just use your FSU ID.
Right.
And they were like incredulous as to how bad this question was.
No, your child is in like prison. You put money on their ID and they use it at the company store.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
They get honey buns, ramen noodles, or detergent.
That's all. True.
They pay us in cigarettes.
That's right.
I know you were in a special kind of hell, too, because I know you. So you're sitting there, and your wife's doing everything she can. Your wife, in her mind, she's like, oh, God, don't ask anything stupid. Oh, God, don't ask anything.
I wasn't going to ask anything.
No, not you. She was, every time somebody asks another question, she looks over, she gives a sideways glance to you going, oh, God, I don't know how much longer I can stop. Mount Vesuvius is about to erupt, and I have no longer, I don't know how long I can protect Pompeii.
Our son had texted us and said, hey, I'm done. Are you guys done? And I'm like, I looked at my wife, I'm like, well, let's go. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
We were there because you cannot register for classes
unless your parents, right?
Orientation.
Exactly. So if he's done, that means he's registered and everything. Why are we still here?
Exactly.
And yet another reason why I made the correct choice in not having children.
That's pretty good.
Hey, by the way.
No, I mean, other than that, it's always awesome.
By the way, let's be honest. You are on the part of your life now where this is your severance pay. This is part of severance pay to have the severance of your child now becoming an adult and moving out of the home. You have to do things like this as part of your severance pay.
That's right. Well, it's part of him getting out of the house.
No, right. And you have to go through the agony of Parents Weekend and Orientation Weekend as part of the severance pay because he knows as a child you're looking way too much forward to him not being in the home anymore.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
That's 100% accurate. 100% accurate. You know, already don't.
You know, it was amazing. One of the things they said about this incoming class at FSU is everybody in that class has over a 4.0 in high school.
But that's because they made it a 5.0.
Exactly. No, that's exactly right.
Everybody goes, you know, my son's, he graduated with a better than 4.0 average. I go, because they invented an extra point to make you feel better as a parent. Stop. Okay?
True.
Stop.
True.
There's 4 letters, A, B, C, and D, and an F. What do you get? 0 to 1 is an F, 1 to 2 is a D, 2 to 3 is a C, 3 to 4 is a B, and 4 to 5 is an A. Okay, so now you've made an F have a point value. Big deal. You didn't do anything spectacular. Big deal.
That's right.
It's like the people that win at my trivia. There's 595 points available in trivia. And when the nights that they'll win with like 290 points, I'll go, you scored a 40%. Don't be clapping yourself on the back, okay? Don't act like you did a good job.
3 people playing.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't act like 290 is a great score, okay? Just because you won, that just means everybody else was dumber than you in the room. That's all that means. Doesn't mean you're intelligent.
By the way, that's all you really want.
That's all. Yeah.
That's all it means. You just want to be the smartest person in the room.
Trivia is just like running from a bear. You don't have to be the fastest person. You just have to be. You don't want to be the slowest person. That's all.
That's exactly right.
So yeah.
Well, you don't want to be. Yeah, there are some people you don't want to be around.
But that's all what 5.0 is. You know, oh, my child got a 4.7 in high school because they invented an extra point, pal. Shut up. Okay, I get so fed up with it. People go, you know, my son graduated with a 4.7. I go, well, I graduated with a 4.0. Oh, well, you know, you're not my son. I go, no, there was only a 4.0 back then. There wasn't a 5.0. From kindergarten through senior high school, I made.
My son had a 4.8.
Yeah, well,
you're just jealous.
Good for you. He had a 3.8 that they gave an extra point to. Okay.
Probably.
And by the way. A 3.8 is a very good score. 3.8's like, if you, back in the day, a 3.8 was like a 96, okay?
Oh, absolutely.
96 is damn good.
He got 1C in his high school career in Spanish, his freshman year.
And by the way, he was in the 9th grade and never spoke Spanish. Hello, he was learning a new language. A C is a great score.
And what's crazy is that dropped him in his class rating from 1 to 38.
Yeah.
Because there were 36 valedictorians.
Well, he graduated from Vanguard, right?
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? How are you going to differentiate?
Vanguard had 38 Vanguard had 38 valedictorians. 36 valedictorians in a graduating class of 32. So
That's right.
Taking nothing away from all the valedictorians at Vanguard, okay? Let's just clear that up.
There were a lot of them. There were a lot of them.
You know how many were in my school? One.
How many there were in mine?
And I'm still a little upset with Patty Wilson. I'm going to be honest with you. Patty Wilson had a better extracurricular score than I had, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little upset with Patty Wilson. But
I don't blame her. Patty, by the way, everybody in the school is glad Patty won.
Oh, by the way, the reason Patty won is that, but also I was ineligible for any valedictorian groupings because the school that she was valedictorian at was West Nassau, which I left after my junior year. And I didn't graduate, and I went to Chamblee in Atlanta, and I couldn't be valedictorian at Chamblee because I'd only been in that school for less than a year, and they have some rule in Georgia. I don't know what it is. It's stupid. But I would have never finished first in that class either because Robert Cortez was in that class. And Robert Cortez, not only was he a 4.0, he was that show-off that got 1,600 on the SAT. That guy. You know, who wants to hang out with that guy?
Oof.
4.0 in high school and a perfect score on the SAT. Who wants to hang out with that guy?
He tries too hard.
Yeah, he's an overachiever. You don't want to hang out with that guy.
Go drink a beer.
Thank you. How about come to the skating rink at midnight one Saturday or Friday? Okay?
That's right.
You know,
that's right. Let's change that. Yeah, because back in the day, you know, like now, first of all, you can take as many times as you want.
Well, yeah.
There are so many online and practice tests. We didn't have that option back in the day.
No, you had the PSAT, you had the PSAT, you had the classes you could take for the SAT, and then you could take the test.
Were expensive.
I think they were very expensive, and then you could take the test. I think once every 6 months or something like that. It was not opportunities, not opportunities.
No.
You know, somebody posted on one of the forums or one of the things on Facebook or all over the weekend. Speaking of tests. They listed 10 random questions off the citizenship test.
Oof.
Okay, first off, the fact that people are dumb enough to say, I'll take that challenge, and list their answers on a Facebook post to really show how little you know about this country. it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
Some of those questions, Tom, you're a trivia guy. I mean, you have a graduate degree in history. Some of them are tough. I mean, some of them are like, oh, let me think about this for a little bit. And
I understand that some people might think that, but I don't give people the pass. I just don't. I don't think you deserve a pass. So why would I give you one? You either are an American or you're not an American. It's that easy. How is it?
Well, part of being American means you're not judged on your brains. You're judged on your what you can do with them, with what you got.
Well, that is a good point. And a lot of people don't got worth, they don't got no brains.
Right. Absolutely correct. Yeah.
I'm going to try to pull this post up so you can see
you want to test me?
No, because I know you'll pass it no problem. I'm just trying to see if I can find it real quick to see what it was, because it was, and I can't remember what they are because they were so easy to me that I was like, really? That's what we're going? Oh, here we go. What is the name of the national anthem?
Star Spangled Banner.
So you're 1-0.
Yes!
What one problem led to the what one major problem led to the Civil War?
Well, I'm going to go with slavery. I'm not going to go into the states.
Well, it depends on whether you're Confederate or not. If you're a Confederate, states' rights. If you're a Northerner, slavery. Oh, yeah, the number one state right was the right to have slaves. Okay, let's clear that up.
Exactly.
Okay, what did the Emancipation Proclamation do?
It freed dead slaves.
What is the supreme law of the land?
The Constitution of the United States.
Who did the United States fight in World War II besides Italy?
The Germans, the Japanese.
Okay.
The
What
Italians.
movement tried to end racial discrimination in the mid-'60s?
Civil rights. I'm great at this.
What is the economic system of the United States?
Capitalism. That's really, I wouldn't have thought that would be on.
What is one responsibility that is only for U.S. state citizens?
Jury duty?
100%. Jury duty is one of them. Okay,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
finally, okay, and these are just 10 random questions. What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful?
Well, it's the checks and balances.
See, you made 100%.
Is that what they're looking for?
You made 100% on that. Most of the people here got about 60%, which would not make them U.S. citizens.
Wow. Wow. Again, people who are on Facebook are traditionally dumber than everybody else.
Well, I'm just Just saying, it's one of those. I always want to, I want to go out and be that, that guy that walks around and he asks questions. And
the street reporter.
Yeah, sure. If you can answer these 5 questions, you'll win $50 and everything. I want to be that guy that goes around. But 2 questions in, I'll be like, really, you're that damn dumb? Get away from me. Next, what other idiot am I going to talk to this morning? And then I wouldn't be able to get anybody to come talk to me on camera. Because about the 3rd one, I'd be like, really? You're that stupid too? What are we breeding here? A bunch of morons? And then nobody'd want to talk to me anymore.
I was watching somebody, one of those videos, and the guy's like, okay, what are the 3 branches of government?
Yeah.
And this one person's like, well, I think the oak trees are pretty important in D.C., and don't they have something else, some other kind of famous tree?
Well, they got branches. They understood branches.
Pretty good. That was like, oh my gosh, what are we dealing with?
I watched one of these that, the same question, name the 3 branches of government, and the girl literally answered, the one the president runs, the one Nancy Pelosi runs, and that other one.
That's still better.
But that was her answer.
I mean,
the one the president runs, the one Nancy Pelosi runs, and that other one.
And the unfortunate thing is that's exactly how our government currently operates.
100%.
Unfortunately.
100%. Hey, so I don't know if you saw this yesterday, but something that has never been pulled up. And, when you're talking about baseball and it's never happened before, that's hard to do because of how long the sport's been around. Would you agree with that? It's never happened before. Yesterday, in the Chicago White Sox Twins game, 2 outs, no outs, man on first and second in the 7th inning. Griffin Jax gives up what looked like a tie-breaking 3-run homer, at least an extra base hit to A.J. Pollock. But then Buxton made a very good play in the outfield with the White Sox base runners made a very bad play. They ran off base. Adam England started to play at second while he was on first. Buxton made a highlight reel catch. Neither base runner tagged up. He got the ball quickly enough to Twins' third baseman to tag Mordecai between second and third, Moncada between second and third, and tag second to get Engel out for an 8-5 triple play. Never been done in baseball before. That's not going to look good. When people look at your scorebook and go, so, are you sure this is right? 8-5 triple play? That's as strange as it gets.
Did you see the play?
I did. 8-5 triple play.
When you watch the play, you completely understand what happened.
Oh, yeah. They thought the ball was gone. They thought he didn't catch it. So they didn't tag up. So he throws the ball back into third to the third baseman who was in the shift. Third baseman tags the guy, then steps on second. That's a triple play.
When I watched it, I was like, wait, he caught that? Yeah, because my social media, I follow a lot of baseball now that I'm back on Twitter. And that's all it was this morning, was all Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Was that play.
It
made no sense.
Well, the other play this weekend that made no sense is on Friday. I don't know if you saw this. Bases loaded, 1 strike on the batter in the Braves-Reds game. The Braves batter takes a ball outside. The umpire goes, no, that's a ball outside. But then the catcher asks for him to appeal to first base. They appealed to first base. Call him, said it was a strike. Adam Duvall, who's off first base with his head down, walking to second because the umpire had called ball outside, which was ball 4, or he thought. He puts his head down, walk, because he thinks it's a dead ball now because it's ball 4. They appeal, strike. He said he swung. Adam Duvall's tagged out about 6 feet off first base, and I didn't even know this rule, and I played baseball a long time. I guess the ball's not dead on a ball 4 or something like that. It was very confusing to me what happened.
But you on ball 4 it's dead, but on strike 3.
Well, that wasn't strike 3. That was strike 2. But it wasn't ball 4.
Oh, that's still the same thing.
Right, but it wasn't ball 4. It was ball 3 because he called him. He said he swung.
That's correct. Yeah, I get it. Then the runner advances at his own peril.
Right, I understand the rule, and I understand once it was explained, I was like, oh, well, that makes perfect sense. But when the umpire goes ball, outside ball, you immediately think that's ball 4. So I thought after ball 4, the ball was dead. The ball is not dead after ball 4. Even if it was ball 4, the runners walk, but they could advance as far as they want to go if they wanted to.
Correct. Oh, yeah.
You just never see it. Two strange plays this weekend in baseball.
When I would coach Little League, I would tell my player all the time, if they're talking or if the coach is yelling and they don't call timeout, just go straight to second on a walk.
Right, just go. Take off.
Yeah, run at your own peril.
Well, that I get, it was just two very strange plays this weekend, but none more strange than the 8-5 triple play.
It was I mean, he just hurled it in, and the guys are like, wait, what's going on? Yeah, it's an interesting play.
Yeah, center field
Again,
to third.
One of the beautiful things, how many games of baseball have been played, professional baseball? And it's never been done.
Never done before. Did you see a week and a half ago something that had never been done in baseball, which is actually, when you talk about rare things in baseball, the cycle is a rare thing. A no-hitter, while a no-hitter happens more frequently than a cycle, a no-hitter's a rare thing.
Sure.
A perfect inning. And when I mean a perfect inning, 9 pitches,
9 strikes,
3 ups, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. That's a perfect inning.
Right.
That's only happened 5 times in baseball history.
Yeah.
And in a Mets game the other night, in a Mets game on Tuesday last week, and we glossed over it somehow, it happened in the 3rd inning and the 6th inning where the 2 separate pitchers for the Mets struck out 3 batters for the I forget who the Mets were playing, but struck them out in the 3rd inning and the 6th inning. And what makes it even more rare was that 9 pitches, 9 up, 9 pitches, 3 up, 3 down with 3 strikeouts. And it happened to the same 3 batters both times.
I did see that. It's like that's a statistical anomaly.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of times where 3 pitchers were thrown in one side of an inning, and then the pitcher got up on the next inning and didn't allow it. I don't think there's ever been a full inning where only 6 pitches were thrown.
I don't know. This one was 9 pitches, 9 strikes, twice. 3rd inning and the 6th inning.
Sure. That's remarkable.
It's pretty
that is
good.
Truly remarkable.
Well, in a game where numbers and all are what matters.
Sure.
No other sport would even keep track of something like this. Baseball does.
No, numbers are everything. Numbers are everything.
Numbers are everything.
And that's
in
why
baseball.
people have problem with Barry Bonds. I get it. I understand it.
Numbers are everything. In baseball, numbers are everything, without a doubt. So, hey, you saw that Coach Hall passed over last week.
Yeah, I sure did.
Your buddy John Ivory actually was asked by the family to give a eulogy for the Bellevue contingent, Bellevue football side of it. Real quick, got about a minute. What is your one memory that you want to tell us about Coach Hall?
I'll tell you this. My mom, who coached at Bellevue taught at Bellevue when Coach Hall was the coach, she said, I've never seen a man get more respect from the players, from the administration, and from the parents and the staff than him. And she taught, for years out at North Marion when they had some coaches like that. But she said no one revered a coach the way that Coach Brent Hall was revered. He was always good to me. I've interviewed him, I don't know, a dozen times. Always nice and pleasant, respectful of my time. Great man. Man who changed a lot of people's lives.
Galen, 10 seconds. Where's the Bloodmobile?
Hey, Walmart out in the shores today, so please get out there, give to Gift of Life, donate blood. We are in emergency need coming off of July 4th, so please give blood.
Galen, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Sounds good. Bye, all.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
More than 30,000 residents in Sydney, Australia were told to evacuate their homes Monday due to life-threatening flooding. A strong storm on the southeast coast of Australia is the culprit. More than 1.6 feet of rain has poured over the eastern New South Wales during the last 48 hours. Police late Monday apprehended a person of interest at a 4th of July parade shooting in Highland Park, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago. 6 people were killed and more than 24 wounded. 22-year-old Robert Cremo III from Highland Park has been caught. Highland Park Police Chief Louis Jogman.
Ultimately, they were able to get the subject stopped at Wesley and 41 in Lake Forest. The subject was taken into custody without incident.
The American Consumer Satisfaction Index is reporting the fast food franchise Chick-fil-A was ranked as America's favorite restaurant for the 8th year in a row. USA Radio News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
On the Southeast AgNet, I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. Reporting on the peanut market. Market is still very quiet. Farmers are evaluating the recent rains to see if they can get this crop moving or not. Most farmers that have not signed a contract aren't worried about it now until harvest time. And also the shellers are not trying to sell more abroad because they're not sure about what the price would be with all the expenses and what they might have to pay farmers to get this crop in their warehouse. But right now they're showing on exports. For the world, we are down about 21%. In the top 9, we're showing that Mexico is still number 1, and Canada number 2, and China is still back in the saddle again, buying some peanuts. Japan is number 4, and the Netherlands number 5. The United Kingdom, there's been some visits to the United Kingdom recently with a team with the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Forward Agricultural Service, and they made some contacts there that'll evidently buying some peanuts a little bit later. Checking on the USDA estimate, we're still estimating 1,508,000 acres, but that exact acres will not be known until after 30 days after July the 15th, which was the deadline for farmers to turn it in. And right now, nobody's talking contracts. On the domestic market, they're down about 0.6% after the past 9 months in peanut purchases.
They say farming isn't a career, it's a way of life. While the work is rewarding, the daily stresses can be both physically and emotionally demanding. Sadly, 50% of farmers say it's difficult to access therapy or counseling in their community. Our 24-hour helpline changes that. Call 211 or text FARM-FL to 898-211. You don't have to deal with stress or anxiety alone. Learn more at 211.org.
I'm Tyron Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
Unbeatable prices and events are popping up everywhere at Rural King. Like an antique steel fire pit for just $49.98. Or your choice of 27-foot tie-down ratchet straps, just $7.99 a piece. And don't miss taking a spin on the baddest mowers at our Lawn Mower Rodeo. Saturday, June 18th from 10 till 2. Must be 16 or older to ride. Shop now at RuralKing.com or your neighborhood Rural King, America's farm and home store.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be mainly cloudy with a thunderstorm in the area this afternoon. High today 90 to 92. Then partly cloudy tonight, low 73 to 77. Mostly cloudy Wednesday with a thunderstorm in the afternoon. High 90 to 92. Thunderstorm in the afternoon Thursday as well with a high of 92 to 94. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Hey, do you know there's an Italian bakery in Ocala? Well, there is. It's the Magnolia Italian Bakery, where you can get the best Italian specialties. We have Italian and New York cheesecakes, fresh-made cannolis, cream puffs, eclairs, and even custom and gourmet cakes. We even serve hot and cold lunch daily. I suggest you try the Italian special number 3. We even cater big and small events. So call ahead, 352-207-2667. Visit the Magnolia Italian Bakery. Manja. God bless. This hour of Ocala Talks is brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Go see all their